Hello and welcome to San Diego Sports Junkies, where we bring a hometown perspective. I'm your host, Josh. You can follow me on Twitter at SDFan2378. I'm with my co-host,
Justin. And you can follow me on Twitter at BoltsPride21, where we're throwing down some good news for you guys and anything sports related in the San Diego area.
Absolutely, and we're working on a few things. Obviously, you can tell that we got a new and improved setup. We're also got a YouTube page. So you can go to youtube.com/SD Sports Junkies, and we're going to be uploading all of our shows on there. You can subscribe to that. We also have a new email, which you can email to us. It's sdsportsjunkies@gmail.com. So feel free to send us questions if you want to have a guest appearance, any ideas, anything of that nature. The show is for the fans, by the fans. So
tons of insight for you guys.
Right, and we'll also be streaming live from next Monday on at Justin.tv/SD Sports Junkies. So moving on, we're going to do our Padres week in review. We missed our show last week, obviously, because 4th of July.
Right, a lot to cover.
Right, I don't know about you, but my 4th of July, the fireworks was... child television.
Right. Well, you were down on the Midway, weren't you?
Right. Yeah, 15 seconds of fame.
Nice.
But the Padres, for the last 2 weeks, they're 8-6, 6-game winning streak. Unfortunately, they lost 3 to the Reds to go to the All-Star break, but we did have a 6-game winning streak and a lot of positive things going on.
Hey, 8-6. You haven't seen that in how long? I mean, I haven't seen 8-6 next to the Padres name or last 10 games at that matter anyway. I mean, 8-6 is crazy for the Padres this year. They've been so in a funk, and it's good to see them playing good baseball with these young guys coming up.
Right, absolutely. And speaking of that, Andrew Cashner, I mean, he was sent down to the minors. Mm-hmm. They took him from the reliever role and wanted to put him in the starting rotation. He worked on some stuff, worked on the slider.
Right.
He's already got the fastball, the changeup that's really legit.
Right.
And he's working on that slider to become, one of our key roles in the starting rotation. In 3 games starting since he's been back, he got a 2.53 ERA, and he took a no-no into the 7th.
Oh, man, he was dealing. And he had the speeds mixing up. He had the Astro hitters looking funny up there. And he just kind of gave you a glimpse of what they're going to be in the future, or what he's going to do for us in the starting rotation. It was a little unfortunate. He got hurt, a little nicked up. Nothing serious. But promise is what we have from Cashner, and I can't wait to see this guy full-fledged every day, every 5th day with the ball.
Yeah, no, it's definitely some exciting stuff. I mean, the guy brings the noise.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's going to break some radar guns.
Oh, you want to watch a ball game when he's up, so it's cool.
Absolutely. Also, some more exciting stuff. We got Alexi Amarista.
Dude.
Thank you, Angels.
Yes.
You can have Ernesto Fieri, but Alexi is here to stay. And the guy, in the last 30 days, he's batting .354 with 4 home runs and 16 RBIs.
This guy's a machine, dude. He's a little firecracker, man. He's kind of reminding me, too, of that little David Eckstein, like we talked about. Man,
right.
He's just got a little punch to him, a little cockiness about him. He goes up there hacking. He's not one of those small hitters that shies away, and he's not a real patient hitter. He wants to hit the ball, and that's really all he's been doing. And, man, thank you. I mean, thank you, Angels. And I'm sure they're happy with their return, but I'm happy with this kid.
Right. I mean, the spark plug, the guy hit a grand slam in Houston to, basically put the nail in the coffin in that series. And, it's some really exciting stuff. I'm actually got goosebumps right now just talking about it. Also, Yasmani Grandal, they sent Nick Hundley down, to work on some things. And since he's been up, the guy, his first 3 hits were
all
home
jacks,
runs. And that's the first ever since 1900 that's happened. I mean, the guy is solid.
How do you pull a stat like that? That's crazy, dude. That's my buddy. Or this is my boy. Like, Yasmani, dude. This guy, we talk about it all the time, me and you, how exciting this kid was. 2 weeks ago when we were on the show, I gave him my pick for the guy that I wanted most to come up here, and he's really fulfilled that catcher spot. And I really feel bad for Nick Hundley because I don't think he's going to get another opportunity in the near future because this guy's just every game he gets a hit.
Right.
And he goes up there hacking, and he means business. And his defense needs to work on a little bit, but you know what? Guy can hit the ball, and that's all that really matters right now. It's great.
Absolutely. I mean, Nick Hundley, I know people have been joking around, Nick Hundley just hung himself and stuff like that. But, I mean, obviously we're just joking around when we say that. That didn't happen. But, I mean, he's going to have a hard time taking back a starting position if this kid keeps producing the way he is.
Oh, yeah. And like I said, I feel bad for the kid. Hundley down there in the AAA right now. But, dude, Yasmani just brings that it's a swagger. It's a swagger to the team. You see the uplifting of the guys in the dugout when he's up to bat. And you throw in the middle of your order with Alonso, him, and Quentin. Now you have 3 guys that can hit the ball.
Right.
And you're excited to watch the Padres now.
Right.
And that last stretch where we won 6 in a row, holy cow, were we excited to watch Padre baseball again?
Beyond excited.
We had another, it was like a second wind.
Right.
Because we, first
like
of
a
the
whole
year,
new season.
Yeah, first of the year, we had nothing to cheer about. And now we have some rejuvenated energy. Rejuvenated. Dude, this team is just, it's spilling with confidence right now. And, yeah, they lost a few games here at the end. But you know what? These guys are still going to come to play, and it's great to see. It's real great to see.
Yeah. Moving on, going to do like a agree or disagree segment. I'm going to ask Justin a few questions here and kind of get his input. Going back to Nick Hundley, they sent him down to the minors. Do you agree or disagree that his value behind the plate is enough to keep him?
His value behind the plate, obviously, he plays a solid defense, and we've seen him grow over the past, 4 years, I think it is now, into a great defensive catcher. But he doesn't bring it to the plate, and that's where he's been struggling. And for me, personally, with what my opinion would be on Nick Hundley, I just don't see him as an everyday player. I see him as a solid John Baker type of backup. He can give you a spot hit here and there and a pinch hit and come in and play good defense for you. And with the way Grandal is rolling right now, I don't see Hundley coming back anytime soon.
Right. No, I can agree with that. I mean, with the way that Yasmani
baby
is producing,
yep.
Nick Hundley is going to be, like you said, a backup. I mean, if he can get his hitting going,
right. We don't know for sure if he's going to be a backup. He might straighten it out. But
right. If he can get his hitting going, the
he
guy
hasn't
can
done
be a
it
starter.
here.
It might not
right.
be here,
exactly.
But he definitely could be a starter. I mean, the guy up to the point of him being sent down was throwing out runners at a rapid pace. I mean, one of the highest percentages in Major League Baseball. Right. So we know he's got the tools. If he can just get the bat going, then that will, I guess, build either us to be in a good situation as far as trade bait goes.
Definitely. He could be hanging out there for some team in the future. Not right now. He needs to go work on some stuff. And like you said, good defensive player. Just needs to work on the bat a little bit.
Absolutely. Kind of since the All-Star breaks here and the trade deadline's around the corner.
Rumors.
Yeah, exactly. Rumor mill is going off the hook.
The hot stove, baby. The hot stove.
So Padres are better off keeping Chase than trading him?
Chase Headley, one of my favorite players on the team. He's always been consistent. He always makes his starts. He doesn't come up with injuries too often. Guy can hit. He's proven that. He's batting like 276, 277 right now. He leads the team in every category. He's what I refer as the poor man's Chipper Jones. He is the poor man's Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones bats 300. Nick Hundley Headley bats 277. All his numbers are a little skewed from the primetime Chipper Jones era. I mean, he's good at the defense, the hot corner, third base, but you know what? He's going to be. I think we dangle him out there for another team so we can get some solid returns in favor of the Padres because we have a couple guys waiting in the wings.
Right. It's going to have to be the right deal. It's going to have to be like the Reds deal.
Yep.
We get a plethora of talent, for one player.
Right.
And I think it's going to have to take something like that because, like you said, he leads our team in
every category.
5 offensive categories.
Right. I mean, pretty much every category.
And he's very solid defensively.
Right.
I mean, he's a commodity right now. He's young, and it's something that the Padres really need to keep and kind of build around. And that's my opinion.
Right. I would agree with that. Only in a sense. My thing is with him, like I said, we have some guys waiting in the wings. He's a great player, a great guy to build around, but get somebody else up here and get some talent for the future because that's what we're about right now. We're a young team. Get some other pieces. He's in his prime. I'd say get rid of him right now.
Right, but it's got to be the right pieces.
It has to be the right pieces or the right fit for our team.
I don't say swap one for one.
No.
You know what I mean?
Get
if
a couple
guys.
Yep.
Right, absolutely.
Yep.
As far as trades go on, there's a lot of rumors about Carlos Quinton.
Of course.
The are the Padres better off trading Quentin, than keeping him around?
For me, Quinton is a power bat. Cooled off lately. He got off to a monster start. He was batting like 450, I think.
Right.
Getting crazy. He came back down to earth. He hasn't been productive lately, but I think as far as the trade deadline goes, I think we could dangle him out there, see what bites.
Right.
But if not, wait till next year, keep him, and see what this ownership's going to do. Maybe we can bring him back in and keep him around for that cleanup spot.
And that's the thing, is the ownership, as far as, do they have the money to keep him around,
right,
or would they rather send him down the way and get some prospects for him now that we can build for the future? Because, right now we're building for the future.
Right.
They've pretty much written this season off.
Oh, yeah.
And 2013 is starting now.
Yeah.
They've brought the young guys in, a lot of pitching prospects, a lot of offensive prospects, and there's still guys waiting in the wings.
Oh, yeah.
To be brought up.
Yeah.
September is actually going to be kind of exciting to watch because there's a lot of young talent that we just don't have the room for right now.
Right.
On the everyday
Those
roster
bats
to bring
at
up.
AAA, yeah, definitely. He's the same with Headley for me, too. Dangle him out there, see what you can get. Has to be the right fit, though. Like you said, has to be the right fit. You can't just give him away. Don't give him away.
Absolutely. All-Star game is going on tomorrow. We're on the All-Star break right now. Houston Street was the Padres selection. The guy's 13 for 13 in saves. He's got a 1.13 ERA. The guy's been solid. Yes, he was hurt a little bit there, but the guy's been rock solid for us.
Oh, yeah. He's one of those staples in San Diego sports. Padres in general have always known to have that good closer in the lineup, and we still have that guy. Houston Street brings a presence. Everybody knows his name. He can come deal it. He mixes speeds well. He was deserving of the All-Star ballot, I think, because we really didn't have anybody to choose from. So take your pick.
Headley.
Exactly. So take your pick, and he's a staple here, man. I hope he does well there, and you know what? He'll probably be gone too, though, very, very soon. So we'll see what happens with him, but I hope he has a good All-Star game tomorrow.
Right. We also, I don't want to forget, we got Aztec Nation up in here. We got Steven Strasburg, the guy's 9-4, a 2.82 ERA. He's got 128 strikeouts in 99 innings. His first All-Star game appearance along with Street. Pretty exciting stuff.
I love Strasburg, man. I love watching him pitch. He's a beast, and that's really all I have to say about him is he's a freaking beast, man. This guy actually, he goes out there and he deals. He mows down hitters. He's overpowering with his fastball, sweeping curveball. He's great, man, and I can't wait to see him in the All-Star game.
As we did, 2 weeks ago in our inaugural show, we have our Pick to Click segment. Basically, we're picking a player that we believe is going to, dominate as far as home runs, RBIs, all the power numbers in this next week. For me, it's Carlos Quentin, and the reason why I say that is the Padres need him. If they're going to trade him, they need him to produce in these next coming weeks to build his trade value.
That's for sure. If he wants to put his name out there, and the team's going to want him. You definitely want to produce a little more than he's been doing. Like we said, he cooled off a lot. He's still not hitting bad. He's hitting like 280, I believe, or something like that right now.
Right. He's
still got power, and he'd be good in any lineup. So if he gets going, we'll see. And my pick to click would be Yasmani Grandal, of course. Yasmani, baby. I'm sporting the hairdo today for him. Just as my boy, dude. I'm really I got one of those man crushes. I'm gonna say it here on the air. I really like this guy. To me, there's nobody better right now in the lineup, or more exciting to watch. I just like to see the kid hit, and he can hit it to all fields. He can power it from each side of the plate, and he's cool to see behind the plate, man.
Right.
He's learning and he's growing, and this is how the Padre fam's going to grow up here.
Right.
They're developing. So
he's got that fire, like you said on 1090 the other day. They were asking him, he's like, "Why aren't we talking about playoffs? The season's not over."
Yeah, had a little interview, and he said, why can't we make the playoffs? And I don't think that's realistic. Maybe he's just talking out of his,
like
what,
Colorado of 2008.
Exactly. You'd have to go on a major run, but you know what? They're going to get better with this kid in the lineup, and it's just exciting, man.
Right.
It's cool.
So we're going to move on. We got some first half reviews, awards, however you want to say it.
Right.
Team MVP. We have chosen Chase Headley for obvious reasons. The guy leads in every offensive category.
Every category. 267 batting average. Leads the team in doubles, RBIs, home runs, and walks. He's a patient hitter. I don't think there's anybody better right now. You can make debates about other guys, but Chase Headley's our guy for the team MVP of the first half. So
right. Our Cy Young Award, we're going to go with Houston Street for, again, obvious reasons. The guy is 13 for 13 in saves. He's got a 1.13 ERA, and he was the selection for the Padres for the All-Star game.
Right, solid guy. 13 for 13 is pretty impressive. He did miss a month, so you got to take that into account. And he's the All-Star guy, so you got to have him there. He's a Cy Young so far.
Right. We're going to go to the biggest bright spot, and this is one guy that Justin's been raving about, and that's Chris Denorfia. He's got a 2.99 average off the bench, and that's pretty impressive. Like I said in our previous show, we're trying to find a spot in the outfield right now, and arguably, we could slide Venable over to center and put Denorfia out there and right because Maben offensively has been struggling, and I would be super happy with that.
Oh, yeah. We touched on it 2 weeks ago. Chris Denorfia with this team, I think Jason made a good point 2 weeks ago that, with this team, this specific team, he's a starter. He's a starter here. He's not a reserve player. I would play him every day as much as possible with the struggles of Cam Maben. So,
right.
Yeah.
Biggest disappointment, again, we just brought him up, Cameron Maben, also Nick Hundley. They're batting .212 and .166 respectively. There's a reason Hundley got sent down, and that's because, you're a Major League ball player, and there's a Mendoza line, which is ridiculous as it is,
200,
and he's well below that.
Yeah.
So that's obviously our biggest disappointment. Rookie of the Year, Yasmani! Alexi Amarista as well. They've combined for 8 home runs and 24 RBIs in the last, 2 to 3 weeks?
Impressive, dude. Like we were talking before the show, they're just spark plugs. They get called up here, pretty much just start hammering the ball. Little Amarista's hitting bombs at Coors Field. I don't care if it's Coors Field or I don't care. He's hitting bombs, dude. This guy's nuts. He's 5'5". He's smaller than I am, and I'm a small guy.
Right.
So for him to be doing that kind of stuff and leading off with his speed and all that stuff, Yasmani, love it, man. This has been great.
Absolutely. Most likely to get dealt at the trading deadline. There's 3 in our opinion. Houston Street, for obvious reasons. You can bring up, what's his face, that was saving why he was hurt.
Who? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Houston Street?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Houston Street. No, the guy, I think, at the deadline.
Thayer.
Oh, Thayer. Okay.
Right.
Dale Thayer.
Right,
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Dale Thayer.
Sorry, we had a little brain fart there.
Yeah, I was going, what the heck? But Thayer, whatever. It's Houston Street, Carlos Quentin, and Chase Headley. These guys, these names pop up continuously. They have been the last 3 weeks, and they're on all the hot wires, all the hot stoves that you read about. And these guys are impactful. You got a solid third baseman, you got a solid middle of the lineup guy, and you got a closer. These guys are really warranted right now. They really need, other teams really need these guys in the race. So
right, and you know what? I didn't even think about this. If they did deal Quentin for some prospects, you could always throw Chris Denorfia in there full time.
That's what I mean. I say, for me, it's trade one or the other. Carlos Quentin or Chase Headley. Keep one or the other.
I say Headley. Keep Headley.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just saying, like we said, keep the one, get you the most out of your value, your value picks.
Right. Second half prediction. Personally, this is my feeling. I think the Padres are going to come out and they're going to have a little fire. These young kids are going to be spark plugs. But I think our pitching has been obviously the issue of the first half, and I think our bullpen is going to get worn down, and we're going to kind of fizzle towards the end. I think we finish in 4th.
Well, I think we finish as 4th as well. I don't think the Rockies are a very good team. I see the Padres doing the same thing really they did in the first half. I say they go on a couple streaks, and then I see them going on a couple down stretches where they're just they're trying to gel still.
Right.
There's some young guys that have been brought up like we touched on, and for them to gel and maybe midway through the second half, we'll see some life out of these guys. I hope they make a strong run at the end like they did a few years ago.
Well, you never know.
To carry back into the
September
other
call-ups.
Exactly.
We got these guys that we can bring in that are just chomping at the bit.
Definitely.
You never know.
Oh, yeah. No.
And maybe we push 3rd.
A strong finish would be key, though. I really wish they would finish up real strong. Maybe the last 40 to 50 games just really hit a stride,
Right. We're going to move on to the last bit of Padres news, and it really does sound like the O'Malleys are going to be buying the Padres. I mean, it's not set in stone, but between everything that we're hearing, Major League Baseball, thinks it's a great thing.
Right.
I obviously think it's a great thing. I mean, they've proven that they're a winning commodity, so why not? Well, what's your take on the O'Malleys? And
I agree with you. I think it's a great fit. The O'Malleys are baseball. They with the Dodgers and all that, I think they brought one world title to them. They're just a baseball family, and we haven't had that here in a long time. With the Moores group that came in here, it was just instability for the last few years, and that's not what we need. We need somebody that's actually going to purchase a team and care about the fans.
Right, and Phil Mickelson kind of hit it on the head. He is a Padre fan, but he's kind of lost touch with the team. It's something you can't fall in love with. The product's not something you can fall in love with like in the past where, even if they were losing, you were still really attached to the team, and he hasn't got that connection that he's had in past years.
Right. No, yeah, you want a guy like Phil in there because he is a San Diego guy. We know it's business. We all know it's business. They want to make money, but bring an ownership group in here and select the right group that wants to appease the fans. They want to put a product out there for us, so we want to attend ball games. We're excited about Padre baseball.
Right.
So the 1 through 9 lineup isn't a bunch of jalopies, and we're going, man, I'd really like to go out and just go to the park today instead of watch the Padre game. I mean, we don't want that feeling.
Right.
So, yeah, it's a great thing. The O'Malleys is going to be a great addition. When it's all said and done, they're in here. Hopefully they bring a new spark to this team and to everybody that's involved.
Right. So moving on, we're going to bolt up here a little bit here, if we will.
Chargers! Chargers! Go, Bolts!
Article by Pete Prisco stated that Antonio Gates is the most overrated Charger. The guy had 7 touchdowns in 13 games on a bad foot last season and finished 5th as far as tight ends go. I don't know if overrated is the right word to use for Antonio Gates.
Pete Prisco is from Mars, apparently.
Yeah.
Because he obviously hasn't seen Antonio Gates play.
He's not watching the same game I'm watching.
I don't know what he's watching. He may be watching the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and there might be a guy named Gates up there. I don't know what he's doing. But, when the guy's healthy, he's one of the best, if not the best, tight end in football.
Absolutely.
He might have lost a couple steps. It doesn't mean he's not productive. He's still getting open. He still uses a big frame to get catches.
It's like posting up.
Exactly.
With the basketball.
And Jason can hit on this, I'm sure. He knows what Antonio brings to the game. He's one of those players that when healthy, and you saw it the second half of the season last year, he's very productive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. And the thing is, maybe he's talking about when Antonio Gates is not playing. I guess he can't be producing when he's on the sideline, and he has had the injury problems.
True.
But while he is in there, he is getting a little bit older, but he's still one of the top 3 tight ends in the game.
Definitely.
When healthy. And
absolutely.
That's the only question is going to be is whether or not it looks like he's actually completely come back. I am so excited to watch him and Rivers hook up this year.
Oh, yeah, man, it's going to be fun because he actually is healthy, like you said, man. It's going to be fun.
And we can kind of roll right into that, going off of what Jason said. What does a healthy Gates mean, to Phillip Rivers and the Chargers offense?
Well, it means what he's been doing the last 8-9 years of his career. He has been a staple in that offense. He's a tight end. He can block. He can catch. He catches touchdowns over the middle. He's not afraid to get hit. He's just a leader in that huddle. And for him to be healthy and for him and Rivers to be synced up is going to be fun to watch this year because of all the other guys they have brought in this year. So
right, it's like all eyes on me when he goes out there. Defenders automatically converge on him, and it opens up other players, and that's going to make Robert Meacham, huge.
Double teams, everything that involves Antonio Gates,
That's the point I wanted to make. Actually, you just stole it from me, Josh. Is the fact that what is a healthy Antonio Gates going to do for the wide receiving core? It is unbelievable how much better that they play getting the single coverage when you got the safety having to come up and worry about double and triple teaming your tight end.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. So moving forward, LT made a comment saying that being a Hall of Famer is more important to him than winning a championship. I don't know about that. I mean, everybody goes for the championship. That's the whole reason we play the game. You know, we want to win championships. Chargers, Padres, Aztecs, we want championships as fans. For him to say that, I was kind of bitter. Obviously, the Hall of Fame is amazing, and he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. But the fact that, you know, he thinks it's more important to him than winning a championship, I don't know if I fall for that.
I think that was skewed a little bit. That was on a radio show, and he was asked that question: is being a Hall of Famer, was it more important than winning a Lombardi Trophy? And they recognized the comment. And you know what? It's one thing after you retire to ask a guy that question. It's another thing to be in the locker room.
It's fresh.
Right. And yeah, exactly. And it's another thing to be in the locker room, in the huddle. If you would have asked him that after week 2 of the season, and he was in the prime of his career, would you think he said a Hall of Fame bid would be a lot better than the Lombardi Trophy during the season?
Absolutely not.
Are you serious?
Absolutely not.
He would have been pitchforked out of here, man.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
exactly.
Fans would have been irate.
He'd have been Ryan Leafed out of this.
Oh
town.
my God.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you, Justin. You also have just stolen what I was going to say.
I'm sorry about that.
Which is
We're good at that.
That's just fine. What do you expect him to say? He had just retired. What is he going to say? Yeah, I just retired, but what a terrible career I've had, and what a big mistake it was.
No, I don't like making the Hall of Fame. No, I don't want to win a Lombardi Trophy.
Right.
I mean, what do you say? There's no right answer.
You ask any player that's playing, and they're going to say they would rather have the Lombardi Trophy.
I don't get why people are so irate about this whole topic.
Yeah.
They asked him in a weird state right after he just retired.
Speaking of irate.
You know what I'm saying, though? Yeah.
You just retired. Now, why don't you tell us that you made a big mistake by retiring?
Yeah,
right.
That's basically what they're trying to do.
Let's get the real truth from you, LT.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
Because when you were drafted out of TCU, all you wanted to do was be in the Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
Come on, man.
So want to roll over a couple key dates really quick. Not much discussion, but just some key dates that are coming up here for us. We got Saturday, July 28th, first training camp practice. It's going to run from 3:45 to 6 p.m. Wednesday, August 1st, we have practice from 7:15 to 9:30 at Qualcomm Stadium. So I actually went to that last year. That was kind of cool.
There you
go. We also have Saturday, August 4th, is the Fan Fest 2012 at Qualcomm Stadium from 10 to 1 p.m. Unfortunately, it's on a Saturday, and I think we both have to work.
We went last year, though.
The Fan Fest?
Yeah, for both of us. Qualcomm.
Did we?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Man, you have a bad memory. How many beers did you have that day?
I'm getting old.
Jeez, bro.
Thursday, August 9th, is our first preseason game. Green Bay at
the
San Diego, 5 o'clock.
Cheeseheads, baby.
Yeah, I'm excited about that because I think that's going to be a good test for us right up front. I mean, obviously it's going to be vanilla, but I think it's going to be a good test for our offense and our defense.
Yeah, there was a lot of tough games in the preseason, but yeah, like you said, you can't judge anything there. And then look at there, Sunday, the 16th, the home opener versus the Titans.
We'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, and I already got my tickets. You can find me in D1. You can find the San Diego Sports Junkies. We won't have any alcoholic beverages, but we try to stay sober all day there during the game.
And if you believe that,
no, we're gonna have a good time. So if anybody wants to come hang out in D1, we'll be tailgating down there. Home opener versus the Titans. We'll have some carne asada for you if you follow the show, and maybe we'll give you a beer or something. You know, that'd be nice, huh?
Right.
Give a fan a beer.
Right.
Give a fan a beer day.
Yeah, give a fan a beer day. I like it.
There you go.
So, Aztec Nation. Obviously, we're huge fans of the basketball team. We're going to start following some more of the sports, but the Aztec basketball team in general, we're diehards, to say the least.
We're retarded.
Yeah. Winston Shepard gets cited for marijuana.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. I don't know how happy I am about that. My question to you, though, is does Steve Fisher or the NCAA suspend Winston Shepard for, what has happened?
This is going to be a team matter, I think. He was cited for marijuana. He didn't have over a certain amount on him. He wasn't actually arrested. That was a farce. So, for me, I think the team should discipline him in their own way. Maybe a preseason game or two. And teach him a little lesson. I mean, this is the most highly touted recruit to ever come to San Diego State.
Right. You need to wear Aztec
you need to wear
name
it with
pride.
Yeah, you need to wear it with some pride, and you have to have some responsibility to that name. This isn't a university you just walk on and say, I'm a superstar. let's go smoke some pot and drink some beer on the campus and have fun with that.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. So we'll see what happens. I hope they do punish him in a manner. I don't think he deserves anything crazy, but if it's a recurring thing, of course, you're going to have to sit him down and suspend the guy.
Absolutely.
So,
Fox Sports West is going to be playing the Battle of the Midway. This game is set for Friday, November 9th at 4 p.m. It's going to be between San Diego State and Syracuse. I'm kind of stoked for this. That's a big statement.
Oh my God!
I
might have to take the whole week off, man. That's fun. The Midway? Are you kidding me? The Aztecs are on national TV to open up NCAA play.
Right.
The Aztecs.
I hope
we've come a little ways, haven't we?
Yeah,
holy cow! Dude.
I hope Syracuse is just is ridiculous as the fireworks display that I had to witness from the Midway.
15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun. That's going to be. Syracuse is a highly touted school, and they're ranked every single year.
Yes.
So this is going to be fun, dude.
Yeah.
I can't wait personally. So I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, I agree. We need a couple shout-outs here. We want to congratulate Kawhi Leonard. He was among 13 players selected to the 2012 USA Men's Select Team.
Okay.
As far as I know, what that is it's like the team in the waiting for to represent the United States in the Olympics.
Awesome. Any more accolades for this guy makes San Diego State look that much better. I can't help but root for the kid. I root for him tremendously, and I'm happy for him.
It was hard for me being a Lakers fan. I'm not a big fan of the Spurs, but
when they didn't play the Lakers, you rooted for them.
Oh, big time.
There you go.
Big time. And I rooted for them all year long. Obviously when they played the Lakers, I was hoping for a missed three or whatnot.
You are a Lakers fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am. New news that I just heard recently: Garrett Green got picked up by the aforementioned Lakers on their D-League team.
Right.
Pretty exciting stuff there.
Well, yeah, it's good. D-League's, it's kind of what Malcolm Thomas and Billy White went through.
Right.
So we'll see how he does. Hopefully he can pick it up good and
work hard.
Work hard. He's a big guy, and who knows? Some of these guys that aren't on the radar come through and they surprise some people. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, Mean Green.
Yeah, Mean Green, dude. I love the kid.
Well, men's hoops, number one in attendance among California schools. I mean, if you would have asked me that question, I would have been like, duh. I mean, 12,000, 144 fans or whatever every night. I mean, the show is ridiculous. That is the most exciting place to watch a sporting event. I mean, it is just popping off.
It's crazy. I go to a lot of Charger games, and it rivals the intensity of a kickoff weekend or a playoff game for me.
Absolutely.
I have never had my hair stand up so long in my life than it was at an Aztec ball game. From the intros to the signs and the show and the student section.
Right.
This place goes bananas, dude.
Right.
And it's great, man. I really dig it. And it should be a lot of fun this year to see the arena packed again.
Right.
It's going to be great.
Helping put us on the map as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got the prospects coming in that are interested in San Diego State, and they see those fans going crazy. It's like, where do I sign?
Oh, they promote it hard, dude.
Yeah.
And they are the show. They even have their own Twitter page and all the other good stuff that goes along with it. They're great. And it's just a great atmosphere.
Absolutely. We're going to move on to our question segment. Does Andrew Cashner throw the Padres' first ever no-hitter?
I am going to say yes. I'm going to throw it out there. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've never had one.
Yeah.
So who else is going to do it? This guy's got 101 mile an hour stuff. I can't hit that certainly, but I'm not a major leaguer. But looking at what a small sample size of what he's done already, guy deals, man. You're throwing 101 and then you mix up your speeds at around 89, 90 with a changeup.
You get a 12 mile an hour differential between your fastball and changeup, and then you throw in a big league slider.
Yeah, and it doesn't even look like he's pitching.
Right, it's effortless.
Very motionless. It's crazy.
Effortless.
But I think he does. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's see it, dude.
Absolutely.
Let's get it.
Bring the noise.
Let's get that first one.
Bring some radar guns.
Oh yeah.
Jammer. Is he still a top cornerback in the NFL? And I know we kind of discussed this earlier.
Yep.
Was he a top cornerback at all? But, a couple years ago, he was only thrown to some ridiculous, like 12 or 15% of the time, which I would equate to being one of the top cornerbacks. Is he still? I mean, recently he just said he's feeling great and had some setbacks last year, but he's back to full force.
Top cornerback, no. you have to put him in. He's in that category where he's okay. This is like his 10th or 11th season. He's on the downside of his career,
right?
But he's still solid. He's still solid. He can make tackles. He's a sure tackle. He's lost a couple steps. He has, and there's no doubt about that. But I think this year he had a lot of issues in the off season. He says he's full strength now. He had an injury issue as well. He had a lot of personal stuff going on at home,
right.
So maybe that took into an account for some of the things going wrong.
His mind not right.
Exactly. Maybe things will be fresh this year. He never drops a pass usually. I mean, he's pretty sure-handed, like you said.
Right.
He's not a top cornerback for me, but he's solid. He's a solid veteran, and he makes plays.
Right. Speaking of making plays, I think they should throw him out there in safety. I know it's been rumored, over the last couple seasons.
We all would agree.
Being that he's lost a step, but he loves to hit. Why not throw him at safety?
But then who do you put in the other corner spot? That's the big question. We don't have a corner.
I think safety is the future for Quentin Jammer, but I also think that we have a couple good years left for him at cornerback. I think that last year was the one year that you actually saw him get burned a couple times. We're not used to that. Nobody's throwing his way. He's not flashy, so everybody always used to pick on Jammer saying, he's not that good. It's because nobody threw his way. He's not flashy. Last year, let's give him an opportunity to have one.
Yeah.
He didn't even have a terrible year. He just had a not
mediocre year.
Right. This is going to be his year.
He's going to come back this year. Let's let him play cornerback a couple more years, and then let's flip him to safety. Because I do think his future is safety.
Definitely. And you remember, Jason, I know you do, beginning of his career, remember he was getting flagged all the time?
Yes.
Because he was grabbing a shirt or he was doing this. He was the guy people picked on, like you said, and he was getting these ticky-tack calls all the time. And that's why he never got recognized really as a dominant corner, but he was because, like you said, he wasn't thrown to people. He wasn't thrown at nearly as many times as other corners were. But he would have these ticky-tack personal fouls, and it would put his name out there like he's a dirty player or something.
If the refs watched Darrell Revis like they used to watch Quentin Jammer, Revis would not be the...
There would be no Revis Island.
Exactly.
Yes, there'd be nothing.
I mean, there's
that
a reason...
guy does nothing but hold jerseys. It's disgusting.
There's a reason they don't throw Jammer's way because he's like a blanket. He's got him wrapped up, and I mean, the stats speak for themselves. They don't lie.
No,
I mean, the stats don't lie.
No, not at all. And like you said earlier, he's a sure tackle. He doesn't pussyfoot around. He's always in the play. Always in the play.
Right. I don't mean to bring up, past history. I kind of want to move on from this whole topic, but were you a keep Norv and AJ guy?
Nope. Yes. No, I wasn't. Were you a keep Norv and AJ?
Yes or no?
I don't know. No. As far as Norv and AJ, I wanted to see them leave last year.
Right.
Both of them. I was fed up, and I was done with mediocrity. They've had their time here. They had their time here. They've had their time here. I was fed up. I couldn't stand it, and that's as a diehard fan. I was just very emotional about it. Mm-hmm. And when they decided to bring him back, I calmed down. And I know AJ's a good mind, and I know Norv's a good mind, but here we go again. Let's saddle up. I don't know what to think anymore. We are just accustomed to these two. That's it.
Would you be opposed to him being the offensive coordinator and having somebody like Gruden or somebody be the head coach?
Never going to happen.
Never going to happen.
No?
Never going to happen.
No, never. That would never happen. You can't take a coach and go, hey, buddy, you're going to be the offensive coordinator now.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He would probably just go up to San Francisco or somewhere.
He'd probably extend his finger.
Because Norvis, I like to call him Norvis. I love Norvis. He's a great play caller. He is. There's no doubt about it. He runs the Air Coryell packages from the day, man. Right. Sid Gilman stuff. He just got a great mind. But you know what? He does. It's like we've all talked about. I'm sure Jason's talked this about with other buddies. He doesn't have that fire. He doesn't have that leadership. He doesn't have that I'm going to kick your butt type of attitude. It's, okay, well, we kind of did okay today. Right. It's just mediocre. So we need a fiery guy, but this is what we have this year.
He doesn't get fired up for show. I think he does get fired up. Every coach has a different, not fired up doesn't work for everybody. There's lots of coaches that don't get fired up.
Right.
You see him get angry, and it's funny because him and Rivers got into it a few times last year. And everybody was wondering what their relationship was, and it's not that they had a bad relationship; it's they both want to win.
Right, right.
And I really think the defense was the problem last year. Norv is a good head coach; he is a great offensive mind.
Philip loves him.
Yes,
Philip loves him.
Yes, and we need a strong defensive coaching presence on the team.
You see, you're touching on a good point because I'm not saying Norv isn't fire. I mean, at times he can be a little lackluster. But on the field, it's just like Phillip Rivers. They have the same personality. On the field, Phillip Rivers is a different person. When you watch sound bites of this guy, he's talking trash to everybody.
He's intense, I love it.
He's yelling at people. Norv, on the sidelines, you see him getting frustrated. But when they get to the podium after the game, it's calm. It's a calm demeanor. It's not, I'm pissed off. It's
like courage under fire.
Exactly. It's oh, man, we could have got him, you know. Right. Give one to the Gipper. It's like, okay, dude, just get fiery in one press conference and yell at somebody, please.
Right. Exactly.
A reporter.
Call somebody out.
Exactly.
So I want to touch on this briefly in our fourth question here, and this is going back to recently. Cameron Maben was called out. He slid into first. It was blatantly obvious that he was safe. Everybody in the planet knows he is safe. But he was called out, and Bud Black argued it, and he got thrown out of the game.
Right.
You know, should baseball bring in instant replay for? I'm not saying for everything, but I'm saying for close plays like that, game-changing plays.
Right.
Should they bring instant replay in?
Game-changing plays, I agree with. I agree with the game-changing plays. I think instant replay should be. It's in every sport now. It really is. It's in most sports, and for me, you take the nostalgia out of baseball, the pastime, when you put too many cameras in there and you're doing the certain things. You can't break down every pitch, that's for sure. We can't do in a hole at bat and go back to the replay and say, hey man, that was a strike. You were called out. You got to get off first.
Right.
It's not going to work that way. But yes, bang bang plays at first, like safe by a mile. We're screaming at the TV, yelling, throwing things.
I was that night.
Yeah, exactly. I threw your gnome. Remember? I was PO'd. No, I didn't. He's a good guy. But no, you ruin baseball, but you got to do it in a manner that doesn't ruin the pastime. Umpires have
can't
been
slow the game down too much. It's already long enough.
Yeah, umpires have been here forever, and they need to run the show. Right. Always need to run the show. But certain plays, I think we need to bring replay into baseball.
Maybe bring it like a challenge system, like in football. Maybe give them like a couple challenges a game.
Right.
Balls and strikes, ridiculous. We can't do that.
Throw like a neon green rosin bag out to challenge it. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm kind of saying. Game-changing plays. They got the play at the plate that we got screwed on with Colorado back when they had that tie-breaking game. Stuff like that.
I even think that you have a real hard time doing instant replay on non-force plays because the tag and all that stuff's really tough to see.
Bang, bang.
But force plays and fair or foul and home run or not, make it challengeable.
Right.
Take things that aren't challengeable because it could get ridiculous. Limit them to 2 a game or something like that. But it can be done. We have the technology. Why aren't we using it?
We got to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
And like you said, dude, it cost us a playoff spot a few years back.
It did. And that was a really good year for the Padres.
Very good year.
Sure, we had a screwed up call that ruined it for us, but was that the year that they went on to the World Series?
Yeah, same year.
Same year. What that could have been us. Who knows? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But
we got a tweet from somebody saying Jason is wrong. What a surprise! Says we don't need replay. We don't want replay. Baseball is too long. That's what you get with replays.
Yeah, you know what?
From the casual fan, that's
a great point out in Twitter world because, dude, there's some games where you're like, just be over already. Right. If the Padres are losing 9-0 or they're winning 9-0, just be over already.
Right.
You really just want to speed it up.
It's going to be in those close games. If it's 9-0, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So moving on, Twitter shout-outs. Me personally, I had a... one of my regular Twitter Bolt Nation pals, if you would say, at Booga P, the Bolt Father, a.k.a., was telling me about at Jolly Green 66. The guy's a diehard Bolts fan. He's going through a really tough time right now, and he needs a lot of good loving coming his way. So Jolly Green 66, I want to throw a shout out to you and let you know that the Bolt family is behind you.
We're thinking about you, buddy.
Yeah, good things, man. Good things.
Yeah, and I'd like to do a shout out to our own guys here at the Pound for Pound Sports guys, at Darren PFP Sports and at Nick PFP Sports. These guys do a great job of UFC talk. A lot of insight, a lot of good knowledge. They do a great job of evaluating fighters. getting really into the intricacies of UFC because not a lot of people really know. So if you're new to the sport and you really want to learn some things, check these guys out, and they'll be regulars here on this show quite often here. They do live shows quite a bit. So follow Nick at Nick PFP Sports and at Darren PFP Sports.
They also just got signed to ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN
1700
in San Diego, absolutely.
Starting August 4th,
That's
Saturday morning.
Big dogs.
That's huge.
Yeah, big dogs, man.
Yeah, I'm jealous. We'll be there.
You can flex your chest for that. That's cool, man.
Guys, I want to thank you for joining San Diego Sports Junkies. We are fans, but we want the show to be your show.
Right.
You give us the information, we put it out there.
And we'll talk about it. Anything you guys want to bring up, anything Aztecs, Padres, Chargers, man, we'll be on top of it. We'll read your comments, and we'll definitely integrate it into the show, and we'll talk about it, see what everybody has to say.
Absolutely. Go ahead and email us at sdsportsjunkies@gmail.com. Again, we're going to be streaming live at justin.tv/SD Sports Junkies. We have a YouTube page, youtube.com/SD Sports Junkies. Really appreciate all you guys tuning in, and we'll be streaming on that justin.tv/Sports Junkies, San Diego Sports Junkies, next week.
Right on, man. No, thanks for watching today.
I appreciate it.